For 15 years, DJ Bob has been your go-to source for pop culture, past and present. We eat, sleep, and breathe pop culture, just like you. He's interviewed countless fascinating people, from well-known names to everyday heroes.
DJ Bob connects with his guests on a personal level, exploring their stories, passions, and challenges.
He's not just interviewing, he's building a community of like-minded, inspiring, driven, and talented individuals.
Join DJ Bob as he delves into the world of entertainment and the conversations that matter on all levels. This is the DJ Bob Show. Roll it.
No, you are not reading the podcast title wrong. Al Roker is here, and this is the DJ Bob Show. And I am DJ Bob. This is not a fever dream. We are joined by Al Roker, you know who he is, and we're here to talk to him about his kids show, Weather Hunters, his true labor of love. We talk about his love of animation, inclusivity within the series, and so much more. It was such a blast to chat with Al, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. And make sure you check out Weather Hunters on PBS Kids and the PBS Kids App. Enjoy this one.
Our family loves to look for weather. There's so much we want to know. Weather Hunters.
That's us, Weather Hunters. Let's go.
We love discovering together.
What is rain? Why does it snow?
Weather Hunters.
Weather Hunters.
Around the world, around the corner, our adventure's just begun. Could be cloudy, could be sunny.
Hey kids, the forecast calls for fun.
Whatever the weather, we're in it together. Weather Hunters.
So, Al, first of all, I want to thank you so much for being here to talk about really your labor of love, Weather Hunters.
Thank you. Bob, DJ Bob, it was one of these things. I've done television weather. I've been on TV doing weather since, 1974, and I've always loved. I've loved it. Never thought I'd, do TV weather, but I ended up falling into it when I was in college. But my real love, my passion, is animation. My goal would have been to be an animator during the golden age of Walt Disney. And but I've always, I've spoken at schools, and every teacher tells me kids' favorite topic is the weather. And I looked around and I thought, it's funny. There's no show that talks about weather for kids, and certainly no animated show. And so, now about almost 20 years ago, I started working on this, and finally, thanks to the fine folks at PBS Kids, I was able to achieve this dream and meld my three loves, actually, because it's animation, it's weather, and it's family. And it's about a family of weather hunters. Dad's a TV weather guy, Al Hunter. I play Al Hunter. That's my voice. Holly Robinson Pete plays my wife, Dot. And we've got three beautifully talented young actors who play my kids, and we go on different weather adventures, around our neighborhood and around the world.
And, another huge part of this is inclusivity and making sure that all voices and all backgrounds are heard. What did that mean to you? Because it's not really at the forefront, but it's there.
You raise an interesting point, DJ Bob. One of my favorite shows when my kids were younger was a show called Family Matters.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I mean, just that theme song, but what was great about it, I thought, and I think all really good shows do this, it's about a family that happen to be Black. And that there's a universality for all of us, no matter who you are. And growing up as a kid, I didn't see, in a lot of animated shows, kids who looked like me. There was, I can count on one hand, like maybe like Fat Albert. And I had mixed emotions about that, being a fat black kid who was named Albert. That was a little tough growing up.
Yeah.
But so to me, it was very important that that we could show diverse folks doing things that everybody does.
You know, I can relate to that because as a kid with a disability, it was so few and far between that I saw myself, and when I did, it was great, but then it was gone.
Yeah.
And there needs to be more of it, not every single half hour or 11-minute story, but more of it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that you've worked with on this show. Meserve is a dear friend, and Karen Greenberg is one of the best people on the planet. So, what was it like for you meeting with these trailblazers and legends in this world that you're kind of new to in kids entertainment?
And that's the thing, DJ Bob. I thought, in a sense, like I said, I'm an animation aficionado, but I'm more of a fan. I'm not a professional in this world. And I found out I didn't know what I didn't know. And so to be able to work with Deet Meserve and Karen Greenberg and one of our other executive producers and writers, head writer, John Semper, who's happens to be an African American veteran of animation. I learned an awful lot about it, what it takes, because and the added layer, because PBS Kids for parents is a trusted partner.
Yeah, when they see that, they know it's quality and they know that the kids are going to be taken care of.
Exactly. And so, you know, you want to make sure you have a good story. You've got characters that people want to visit with time in and time again, but you've also got to layer in there uh, both the science, and to make sure, to your point, that kids, this is a safe space for them. And these days that's becomes almost a pejorative, but I think it's very important that that parents know that their kids are safe watching this show, and the other shows that are on PBS Kids. So in fact, they've got a great new show coming up, Phoebe and Jay.
Yeah, I just watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, and so that was also the challenge, to make this educational, informational, and entertaining, and to do it so that it's kind of like the old Mary Poppins spoonful of sugar. You don't realize that we are trying to help people understand science and weather and climate, and love and family, and being together, and being critical, having kids, raising children who are critical thinkers, uh, uh, and investigate things they don't understand.
So for you, when crafting this show, was there kind of a storyline or a script point where you thought, oh, this warrants a joke? This, because like, be honest, you're the king of puns, and I relate to that. So was there ever a script point where you're like, there needs to be a pun here or a joke here? Anything that kind of stand out?
Well, I would say the beauty of working with these great writers, was that they kind of found my voice.
Yeah, they got to know you.
Yeah, and I think, but I think the goal was, and it's like anything, as you know, from a creative standpoint, DJ Bob, that the more you do something, you get into a rhythm, uh, so that the idea was that it had to, the dad jokes, if you will, or the jokes that might have been at Al Hunter's expense, it had to be organic. It had to we didn't just say, okay, let's slap in a joke here.
No, they're very strategic.
Yeah, thank you. And that's, really, and as we would do the script, as we would, sometimes I would ad lib, not sometimes, a lot of times I would ad lib jokes, and so that they would rewrite, because I don't know if folks know in the animation world, you have the script first, and then you work the animation in around that.
Yeah, because they need a blueprint.
Right. And so, uh, we were able to change things around, or maybe, if even though there was, because we had meteorology consultants, and it was like, okay, what you're saying is technically accurate, but it's a little confusing. Can we make this a little more, a little simpler,
Yeah.
but not dumbing it down, but just say, listen, there's an easier way to say this. And so, because we want the show to be accessible, we don't want it to be so like, oh my God,
Scholarly.
yeah, that it's like, ugh, thank you very much. So yeah, and our team just kept, every time, I was just amazed at how good they were at doing this.
Now, I know we're keeping it general here, but I have to compliment you all on the Christmas episode, on the holiday episode, because that was such a feat in just a holiday special, because it just made you feel good, because it wasn't in your face holiday, holiday, holiday. It was just kind of, you could just feel along with the characters.
Well, the idea of going to a foreign country, in this case, Nigeria, to visit Al Hunter's former college roommate and spend time with his family, just widened it out and made it, to your point, a little more interesting. It was a different.
Yeah, it wasn't like let's build a snowman. Yeah, we saw a little bit of that.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we just thought it would be interesting and a little different to explore another culture.
And that is something that I love about this show, is that you're dealing with different types of stories. You're not dealing with the kid not being invited to the birthday party or having an argument. It's like that's there, but it's more nuanced and more real.
Well, it's like we try to make it like life. So we the number one thing, and I think we achieved it, was that it's a family that shows respect for each other.
Yeah.
Uh, and even more importantly, and a kind of maybe an outgrowth of that, loves each other. And there is, we wanted it to have, uh, some soul, the soul of a family that people can recognize, and not fall into that trap of, zinging each other and getting off, the jokes at people's expense. It's all about, humor that's based in love. Uh, and I'm very proud of it, in that, when I listen, to be honest, when I first came up with the idea, I was, kind of fell into in kind of sketching it out. Oh, dad's kind of a dope, and the kids are, funny. And
And is that because that's what you watched?
yeah, listen, we all grew up with the sitcom tropes of,
Or like the Leave It to Beaver that
yeah, there was that, or the dad's not, he's like, oh, hey, hey. Yeah, and we decided to go the other way, where, dad is fun and he loves his family, and everybody loves each other, and we can kind of rib each other, but it's having fun with each other, not at each other's expense.
so at this show, we're almost in our 16th season.
Wow.
I like to ask the hard-hitting question, so here it is. If you were to choose a character aside from your own in the Weather Hunter universe to be your best friend if you met them in person, who would you choose?
Oh, that's interesting. I think I would choose Wallace Hunter, Al Hunter's grandpa. Um, because he was this interesting fellow. He was kind of a trailblazer. He was a meteorologist for the Tuskegee Airmen, the famed black pilots, from World War II. He was an inventor. He loved the outdoors. Um, he's everything, or every quality that I would want to have, that I don't know that I'm I don't think I'm as good a person as Wallace Hunter is, or was, because he's a grandpa who's passed on but left images and the like. Um and so I really love that character. And of course his voice is by the legend LeVar Burton. So of course, and
One of my heroes.
yeah, and the great connective tissue. Of course, he's one of the PBS Kid OGs with
Reading Rainbow.
So I really have an affinity for Wallace Hunter.
Now, my final question for you might make you a little sad. Hopefully not too sad though. So, if Weather Hunters was wiped from all of existence, I mean, I don't wish that on you. I mean, you just premiered, and you had one show or one moment that it could be remembered for, what would you want to be that moment?
I would say there's an episode coming up for Mother's Day, and it's a very sweet episode about capturing a gift, but a gift that is very ephemeral, yet is so perfect for the Weather Hunters family, and it has to do with a rainbow.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me today and chatting with me. And I've been covering this stuff for years, and it's not very often that I just feel like I wish I had this growing up. And thanks so much for all of what you guys are doing.
Oh, well, thank you for the great questions, Bob, and giving us an opportunity to share it. I really appreciate it.